Hello, friends from the comic and manga world. My name is Hector,
And my name is G.
and we're here to talk to you about art picks for the February 3rd, 2025 FOC that is coming up. G and I work for Penguin Random House, and we manage sales of for the direct market around the world. So titles that we talk about in these videos are from the publishers that we represent into those markets. Also note that we're on social media. You can find us on Instagram, X, Twitter, and Facebook, and of course YouTube under at PRH International Comics. But we'll leave some links in the description below for you to follow. And without further ado, let's get started. I think you're first, right?
Yes. There we go. First up is Shred or Dead. This is Top Shelf IDW. And we have the main character Sam and her little sister Gearhead are really looking for a crew of their own, like this skateboarding crew, because they want to feel like they belong in some sort of group, and to have that community. But there's this other crew called the Too Cool Crew who takes over their skating territory. That's
Oh
a no-no.
no. Yeah.
So they have to level up their game if they want to win back their territory. So along the way, they encounter like a weird collection of people, spooky ghouls. There's these like mysterious cult of woodland creatures that they encounter,
Hmm.
and ultimately, oh, you also see this like overzealous security guard who you can see on the cover, who's like
Yeah.
up at the top with his like buff arms. showing the muscles on the front cover there. But there's also this all powerful ancient god of skating that they encountered too. So this is like filled with, as you could tell with the character designs, it's like very unforgettable memorable characters. It has lots of action, twists and turns. So this Shredder Dead title is like a story about these like four weirdo kids with a chance to become legends with their own crew. So yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun, and this is coming out March 11th. It's on this FOC, so yes, my definitely one of my picks.
Yeah. And we continue with my first cover pick for this FOC. This is Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, number 6. This is the A cover, and it is by David Paratore, an Italian artist, very, very amazing Italian artist. This book is written by Jay McKay and also illustrated by another Italian, Domenico Carbone. And here you see the figure of Khonshu in the background, sort of godlike, obviously, but in front, sort of confrontational, but at the same kind of romantically. Both Mark Spector and Tigra sort of staring at each other. I love the colors and the sort of the texture that this art has. I love the poses. I love the Tigra's tail is kind of sort of tangling around Mark Spector's hand, and her hair is very wavy in the air. It looks amazing. It's a very like just a very classic, superhero sort of cover, but at the same time, it has a little bit of that romance novel taste to it, or look to it, or feel to it. Um, yeah, and I love the background. There's a lot of like shading in the background that makes it stand out even more. So that's it. Very cool.
And then I chose Living Hell. This is issue number 4, cover A. Caitlin Yarsky, who's also like the creator. This is a creator-owned work, but she also did the cover for this. I chose this cover because of how beautiful and breathtaking it looks, with like a heart, like a anatomical heart right at the center there. Um, just a little bit about this. I did mention this before, but as a reminder, in case this is new to you, although this is already on the issue 4 on FOC. In this story, hell is not just a place; it's a prison, a realm where all these demons have lived in exile for eons. But then you have a character who finds his way back to the human world. We have Jeremy, who's like a demon, but also a father, a husband, who is just trying to like live life, living hell, live life in plain sight in a way, and determined to stay out of trouble. But unfortunately, comes face to face with hell's bounty hunters, and plans don't really go his way. So this is that thrilling adventure, but also just trying to trying to live like life normally as if a human would
Yeah,
do. I very much enjoy this. The cover is beautiful. So yeah.
it is amazing. Looks so good. Yeah, and we continue with Spider Boy number 17, and this is the Nicoletta Baldari Invisible exclamation variant. This is continuing the run by Dan Slott and Nathan Stockman of Spider Boy, one of the newest characters to join Marvel last year. And we're getting a few covers with Invisible Woman with Susan Storm on them, and this is one of them. And I love this one. You have, Spider Boy sort of hanging on a wall there of a building, and he's like, "But what the heck is this? Who is this woman floating on an invisible chair in front of me with some sort of book and papers flying?" And and of course, you have a billboard that says Fantastic Four, and it looks like it's somewhere in the boroughs of New York. It's very beautiful, like all Nicoletta Baldari art, very vibrant colors, and a lot of beautiful lines and shapes around the in the background. Very, very amazing. I mean, I love. They've been doing a lot. I think artists are having a lot of fun with Spider Boy because he's such a quirky and funny character, and this is kind of every time they get a chance to do something funny with it in a cover, they've been taking it. It's been fun to go through all the covers for Spider Boy for sure. And now with Susan Storm on it, even better.
I like how she's at first like she's giving him like average scores because she's grading papers, and
She's grading papers. Yeah,
if
yeah.
you look closely, like some of the papers are graded as C's, and then there's one
Oh,
F.
oh.
There's a, like
So
I
so
think
really the what the heck moment is like, what?
what
Am I
you're cheating
failing?
my grades.
Am I failing? What? Cool.
All right, and this is Marvel and Disney. What if Mickey and friends become the Avengers? This is issue 1, Adam Kubert variant. I chose this because I like how Goofy here is basically the Vitruvian man, so
Yeah.
he's the ideal body. The ideal body proportions represented here. Um, and he's you can see the study of his body transforming into the Hulk. And I do like that we have a signature from Adam Kubert visible on the cover because he uses the Mickey ears signature particularly for this one. So I
Yeah.
think it was cool, and yeah, some of the they have some more interesting covers, but I just chose this one here.
Yeah. Then next up is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Nation number 5 variant retail incentive 1 in 10. This is art by Nikola Sijmesija. I'm sorry I mispronounced that. I'm sure is a Croatian artist who has done some other covers for the Turtles and some other books. And this is the book by Paul Allor. Well, this includes the story by Paul Allor and Jose Haro or Jaro. And they, if you don't know about this book, this is the last issue of the arc. This is going to be an ongoing book for the Ninja Turtles, where it's going to concentrate, every arc is going to concentrate on a different character or characters. And there are stories after the events of, I forget the name of the event. But it's going to be, and it's not on the description, but it is it's sort of separate stories, and then they lead into the Jason Aaron run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that's happening right now. And this first arc, you we have Raphael riding around the desert on his way to Las Vegas, and he's accompanied by Pepperoni, the little sort of dinosaur creature that you see in the back there. So it's been fun. I think I picked already a couple of covers from uh, this book before, and because they look cool, like this one, but also because they include pepperoni. And I love how Raphael's, his sort of bandana, not bandana, his face mask is like the back of it is floating in the air and gets tangled with Mutant Nation with the title. The perspective on this looks very cool, from the back, sort of at an angle. And I wonder, I just realized there's actual letters and numbers on the license plate. I'm sure there's reference to something. I'm gonna probably look that up afterwards. Um, Very cool. Like I said, this is finishing an arc. Also, there's a second story, and I think on issue 4 they ended that the second story that was running from issue 1, but there's a second backup story here. Sorry, I don't know which one it is. It doesn't mention here, but there's also a backup story, and they will continue more issues with, and then the number 6 is going to be a new arc with different characters. I love this concept. I love that they were getting all these other stories and that they tie in into the main story of the main book. Um, but I also love this cover. It's very, very cool. That's it. And then we always end up with a little bit of news, and it was just announced by Dark Horse that we're gonna get translation in English for "I Am Their Silence." And gee, I'm looking because I had the information in front of me and I lost it. Do you have it?
Yeah, I could tell you a little bit about this.
Yeah,
So
I found
we
it, but you
have
go. You go.
we have the main character Eva, who is a psychiatrist, but instead of really, I mean, we do focus on, it's really mainly focused on her. And even though her job is to help patients, we center the focus on her bipolar episodes, how she navigates her own mental health with which unfortunately is spiraling, and she's pulled into this like rabbit hole of scandal. And we have one of her patients and her only friend who invites her to the reading of her grandmother's living will. And basically, her grandmother has this winemaking empire that is revered to the world. And the matriarch has organized this party to discuss the will and the family's future. And their dynasty is riddled with all of this scandal, which is why the youngest heir, Penelope, had invited Eva along to help her through the dramas. And she is a psychiatrist that could. She just needed that support. So Eva finds that the family's current patriarch has died during in the night before the will reading. So she finds herself sort of catapulted into this web of intrigue and deception. She's part of the suspect list now, and Eva basically becomes this like amateur sleuth trying to
Hmm.
figure out this mystery. And it becomes more of an obsession of trying to figure out who it is, more so than her own self defense, even though she
Yeah.
is part of the suspect list. So what's interesting is she like is guided by these voices in her head, voices of these dead relatives who seem to haunt her wherever she goes. And she tries to take this to solve the mystery of who murdered Penelope's uncle. So I like Hector mentioned this to me, but also I really like this creator's like the previous work that I
Yeah.
read was Always Never, which I absolutely loved. It was like when that was published, I selected it as one of my like staff picks for the year. Which is like that tells you how much I liked it. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited for the new work from this creator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't even think we said his name. It's Jordi Lafebre, and a little bit he is a Barcelonian born artist, but he has done a lot of work in France and Belgium. And in fact, this book was originally published by Dargar in France, and I saw also online that there is a Spanish edition of it. So really exciting to see that we're now getting it in English. I'm sure the interior art is going to be as beautiful as the cover and as the other book that you mentioned. And also, I wanted to say, oh, it does remind me. It mentions on the description in some places they compare it to Knives Out, the mystery um, movies that are on Netflix. But I also gives it gives me a lot of vibes to Search Party, which is this series from HBO Max, where the main protagonist is sort of this young woman that one of her not really close friends, but somebody that she knows dies or is murdered, and she starts investigating, and she gets into very into the deeply into it, because she becomes obsessed with trying to do it, investigate on her own. She gets into a lot of trouble, which it sounds like what's going to happen in this story too. The other thing is the illustrator made some comments about it in one of the translator. And one of the things that he mentions is that he has traveled a lot to Spain, and Jordi gets illustrates very vividly the streets of Barcelona and the atmosphere of Barcelona, that you can feel yourself as you're walking with the main character through the streets of Barcelona, which is also something very attractive and cool to me. Yeah, this is one that I think is it already has a lot of attention in France and in French, and it's a very well-known artist in Europe and around the world. So I think having now in English this book is going to be great. So can't wait for it. It's coming out sometime. I think, yeah, in October it's coming out. So there you go. And that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching until the end. We hope you enjoyed it and it was helpful to you. Like I mentioned before, you can find us on Instagram, X, and on Facebook under at PRH International Comics, also on YouTube, obviously. We do videos every week, but also we have some monthly stuff that we do, other content, and we try to, keep you updated on some cool stuff that is coming through PRH through our social media channels. So make sure to follow us. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Bye.